This is VOA Africa.
Hello, I'm Esther Githui-Ewart. It's Friday, May 7th. Welcome to Africa 54. We continue to work remotely because of the COVID-19 pandemic. But what hasn't changed is our commitment to bringing you the latest and most important news from the African continent and around the world. This is today's Africa 54. World leaders welcomed the Biden administration's announced support for waiving patent restrictions on COVID-19 vaccines, the so-called TRIPS waiver at the World Trade Organization. While this could be a breakthrough in the global fight against the pandemic, it's just the first step in a long and complicated process. White House correspondent Matshidiso Moeti reports.
With cases surging around the world, the U.S. decision to support waiving patents for COVID-19 vaccines is welcomed by more than 100 countries at the World Trade Organization, who also backed the so-called TRIPS waiver. The proposal was submitted in October 2020 by India and South Africa.
It goes to show the influence we have as a country, working together with others, that our voice and messages have weight.
The Biden administration is essentially committing to apply its convening power at the WTO to begin text-based negotiations to hammer out a compromise with countries that oppose the waiver, including the European Union, Japan, and the United Kingdom.
Sending a message multilaterally that the United States is back and the United States cares, not just about its own domestic interests, but also internationally on the multilateral stage, and is ready to play a leadership role, that's a very important signal.
But what the U.S. is supporting is narrower than the original proposal, covering only patents, not other intellectual property protections, and only vaccines, not other COVID-19 related technologies, including diagnostics and therapeutics.
We don't know what is going to happen in the actual process of formulating this text, and the extent to which the Biden administration is going to be willing to generate a compromise based on the push and pull, both at the international level, other member states, and internally, right? Internally, you have large pharmaceutical companies that are very concerned about the waiver.
It's the first step in a long process. The WTO is consensus-based, and all members must agree to move forward. Some waiver opponents, including the EU, have signaled they are open to negotiations to address the pandemic.
And that's why we are ready to discuss how the U.S. proposal for waiver on intellectual property protection for COVID vaccines could help achieve that objective.
Once WTO members agree on a text, a process that could take months, countries will implement laws to remove the legal risks of producing generic versions of the vaccines. The hope is that it will speed up global vaccinations and reduce inequity in distribution. While some countries like the U.S. have given most of their population at least one shot, some countries have not even delivered a single shot. But the pharmaceutical industry warns that waiving patents may backfire.
You can have a sort of dangerous free-for-all where scarce supplies that are desperately needed to keep that manufacturing going end up being diverted potentially to companies that don't know what they're doing, and that will do more harm than good.
They say it's better to vaccinate the world through licensing agreements, such as the one between AstraZeneca and the Serum Institute of India. Humanitarian organizations demand these agreements meet certain standards.
It has to be transparent. It has to be worldwide available. It has to be accountable.
While the WTO deliberates on these complex intellectual property negotiations, COVID-19 surges like the one happening in India are a reminder of the urgency of vaccinating on a global scale. Matshidiso Moeti, VOA News.
The delays in supply of COVID-19 vaccine doses to Africa linked to the crisis in India could reignite new waves of infections in the continent, according to Matshidiso Moeti, Regional Director for Africa at the World Health Organization. Speaking during weekly virtual briefings, the official said that the COVID-19 vaccine supply crunch, combined with new variants, could undermine efforts to contain the pandemic in the continent. The African continent has registered nearly 4.6 million confirmed COVID-19 cases so far, and more than 2,000 cases were found in South Africa on one single day, Wednesday. countries, including Ethiopia, where the headquarters of the African Union is based, is approaching their intensive care capability limits, according to Moeti. The International Criminal Court on Thursday sentenced a former Ugandan child soldier who became a commander of the rebel Lord's Resistance Army to 25 years in prison. He was charged with crimes including rape, sexual enslavement, child abduction, torture, and murder. Dominique Ongwen, who was taken into ICC custody in 2015, was convicted in February of 61 out of 70 alleged crimes. In many, the victims were women and children. Presiding Judge Bertram Schmidt said the panel of judges had considered sentencing Ongwen to life imprisonment, the court's harshest punishment, but had decided against it due to the defendant's own personal suffering. Ongwen was abducted as a 9-year-old boy and forced into a life of violence after the group killed his parents. At the same time, the judges found he knowingly committed a vast range of heinous crimes as an adult, many of them against defenseless children and women who were forced into slavery or to take up arms. Ongwen is appealing his conviction. Life in the slums can be rough. In Nigeria's Matshidiso neighborhood of Lagos, a group of children are using the game of chess to help them escape the slums and dream big. Soraya Ali of Reuters has this report.
Michael Omoyole is a budding young chess player who lives in Nigeria's slums. He practices at home in a room with concrete walls marked with water stains and peeling blue paint. Omoyole was inspired by the 2016 film Queen of Katwe, about a girl who escapes poverty in a Kenyan slum through chess. The 14-year-old says he hopes the game will do the same for him.
To live here is hard, and I take many processes to survive. Sometimes no food, scarcity of food, and you sometimes work in order to get food to eat. And from winning chess games, I believe I can do more better in becoming a champion and being wealthy also.
Omoyole practices with dozens of other children in the Matshidiso neighborhood of Lagos. Playing on plastic mats printed with chessboards, they're intently focused and overseen by 26-year-old Babatunde Onakoya.
Nigeria is in a crisis because 13 million children cannot afford to be in school. So this is why we are teaching them chess, as a way to raise a new generation of intellectuals. Children that will be curious enough to question everything, that will be curious enough to innovate.
Onakoya founded Chess in Slums Africa in 2018. He says the game helped him rise from his own deprived childhood in Lagos, and now he hopes to do the same for other children across the continent.
So through chess, we hope to unlock the potential of these children, get them off the streets, get them back to school, and help set a new trajectory for their lives.
That was Soraya Ali of Reuters reporting. Britain sent 2 warships to the English Channel Thursday amid a dispute with France about fishing rights. French fishermen say they are being illegally prevented from fishing the waters around the British island of Jersey. Henry Ridgwell reports from London.
About 24 French trawlers sailed to Jersey to stage a protest Thursday. One vessel briefly entered the main harbour on the island.
We come today because we have always fished in the waters there. We have always fished here. And then overnight, they take away all our fishing rights.
Britain dispatched 2 warships to Jersey to monitor the situation. The ships returned to port after the French protest finished late Thursday, and the British government said it remains on standby. France also deployed 2 maritime patrol vessels to the area. Talks between the fishermen and Jersey authorities failed to come up with a solution. Jersey is British, but lies just off the French mainland. Under Britain's exit deal from the European Union, special provisions were included for the island's fishing grounds.
French boats that were catching fish in Jersey waters for at least 10 days a year between 2017 and 2020 have the right to continue doing so on into the future. What it seems has happened is that the Jersey authorities have taken a very restrictive approach to proving that you were fishing and how much you were fishing in the last 3 years.
France has threatened to cut off Jersey's electricity supply.
We are ready to use these retaliatory measures. Europe, France, has the means. It's written into the agreement. So as far as Jersey is concerned, I would remind you, for example, of the transport of electricity by submarine cables.
The British government said it would seek a solution.
To work together to make sure that operationally, on the ground, we iron out any issues, any problems, so that this historic deal between the United Kingdom and the EU, one of the most important deals we have struck, we've put in place, works for people, for communities, for the fishing communities.
Fishing makes up a fraction of 1% of British and European economies. But fishing is a potent cultural and political force, says Kane.
Fishermen are, after all, in a modern economy, they're the only people who are still basically hunter-gatherers. They go out and find food and bring it back. And so there's that kind of primal dimension to fishing that maybe makes it a bit sensitive. In addition to that, it's deeply rooted in coastal communities. People seem to care very much about it to a degree that is wildly disproportionate to its economic importance. And then politically as well, it's quite frankly useful for both sides to be pushing this story because it has so much resonance.
The European Union has called for a de-escalation of the dispute, but analysts say tensions over fishing likely will continue as Britain seeks to fulfil its Brexit promise to take back control. Henry Ridgewell for VOA News, London.
NASA celebrates the 60th anniversary of Alan Shepard's history-shaping flight, plus private space flight sets a launch date, and Wine from Space lands on Earth with an out-of-this-world price tag. VOA's Arashar Basadi has the week in space.
On May 5, 1961, NASA astronaut Alan Shepard became the first American in space. 6 decades later, acting NASA chief historian Brian C. Odom told VOA that mission forever changed the space agency.
The space program that we know today wouldn't have emerged and wouldn't have evolved as it has and become what it is without the accomplishment of Shepard's flight.
While Shepard was the first American in space, the first person in space by just 23 days was Soviet Yuri Gagarin. Odom says that put even more pressure on NASA to deliver a win.
If Shepard's flight isn't successful, I don't think you get a sense that President Kennedy at the time, is going to show the same willingness to commit to more endeavors in space. I mean, Shepard's flight is important in that, just with 15 minutes of space flight, it's enough that it gives Kennedy the confidence to say, okay, just several days later, right, he's going to go before Congress and demand more funding for space.
Alan Shepard died in 1988, but Odom says he left behind a legacy that shaped NASA's space program into the very different one we see today.
I think one of the most important things we see now is that diversification of the astronaut corps, the inclusive nature of not only the astronauts, but the workforce at NASA and across the country and across international and commercial partners.
Shepard's legacy lives on as the namesake to Blue Origin's New Shepard suborbital vehicle. The private spaceflight company owned by Amazon founder Jeff Bezos just announced that it will fly auction winners aboard the New Shepard for the first time on July 20th. Finally this week, VOA previously reported on an experiment aboard the International Space Station to research how bottled wine would develop outside Earth's atmosphere. 12 bottles left the ISS in January after 14 months in space. Now, one of those bottles is up for sale. It comes with a second bottle of the same $10,000 wine that never left Earth. Tim Tiptree from auction house Christie's says it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
The lucky buyer of this, a unique lot will be able to taste it's a galactic version against the terrestrial version because you get one of each. So, that'll be a fascinating, tasting to do.
Christie's expects the bottle to fetch about $1 million at auction. The company's website says proceeds of the sale will go toward funding future space missions. Arash Arabasadi, VOA News.
Let us know what you think about Africa 54. Join the discussion on Facebook. The address is Africa 54. We're also streaming our broadcast live on Facebook. Please watch and share our show with your friends. Also check out our headlines 24/7 on voaafrica.com. Still to come, a taste of what is in store for mothers in Africa on the upcoming Mother's Day holiday. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Africa 54. During coronavirus-mandated lockdowns, millions of people started following the so-called cleanfluencers, online bloggers who inspired others to clean and organize their homes while gaining useful knowledge about keeping things neat and tidy. Nina Vishneva has the story, narrated by Anna Rice.
These videos are not blockbusters or murder mysteries, but it's hard to take your eyes off these clips. Cleaning videos have gotten especially popular during the pandemic. Cleanfluencers who are passionate about cleanliness and organizing living spaces post their homes' transformations online and inspire others to do the same.
Today we are going to be doing a whole house clean with me. I always love how good it feels just to get the entire house clean from top to bottom, and I feel like it stays cleaner a lot longer.
Amanda Page from Utah started filming cleaning videos after her third son was born.
I had really bad postpartum depression after having him, and so I just kind of needed an outlet, and so I started the channel as a hobby, and then soon enough, it just started growing, and just the response from it was incredible.
Amanda's husband joined her in her cleaning hobby, and their 3 kids, though small, help as much as they can. Today, their YouTube channel, called This Crazy Life, has over 300,000 subscribers.
Oh, we supposed to clean our washing machines? Listen, don't judge me. I never knew that. Ooh, that one dirty.
Cleaning shower drains, removing mold from the washing machine, the more disgusting it sounds, the more views the video is likely to get. People like watching others do cleaning. The videos are both absorbing and soothing for the psyche, according to researchers.
Repeatedly watching such videos, we begin to associate these videos with how they make us feel. So they make us feel relaxed, calm, satisfied.
Mitchell Creed is a neurologist. Some 8 years ago, he created a thread on Reddit called Oddly Satisfying, filled with videos like that. In no time, he had 6 million followers. And after the coronavirus pandemic struck, cleaning videos became even more popular, giving people an outlet when they found themselves confined to their homes.
People were staying inside for months on end, and they got to clean their house.
On TikTok alone, short clips with the hashtag cleaning got over 8 billion views in 2020. Other social platforms have shown similar results.
Homemaking can just be a really mundane job, and it can be lonely sometimes. And so I think kind of watching someone go throughout their daily life like that gives you a sense of community, and it just kind of lets you know that you're not alone.
Amanda Page believes the popularity of cleaning videos will outlive the pandemic. For Nina Vishneva in New York, Anna Rice, VOA News.
Ultrasound technology has always provided a crucial window into patients' internal health. The technology's high cost and inaccessibility has left many deprived of its potentially life-saving insights. Now, a handheld ultrasound device could be a game changer for the developed world. Tina Trin reports.
In Nairobi, Kenya, this expectant mother is getting a glimpse of the future, courtesy of a device called the Butterfly IQ.
Butterfly IQ is the world's first single-probe, whole-body ultrasound system.
The $2,000 handheld ultrasound device works with both iOS and Android mobile devices to provide medical imaging in real time.
So instead of being sent off for a test, you pull a test right out of the pocket.
Butterfly was one of 17 digital health winners in the Global Tech Challenge, an initiative between the World Bank Group and the Consumer Technology Association. This year's challenge focused on solutions for improving healthcare access in East Africa.
Our model before Butterfly is we had one ultrasound, and this was something that would actually move in a taxi from clinic to clinic.
Melissa Menke is the founder of Access Afia, a network of healthcare clinics within the informal settlements of Nairobi that began testing Butterfly IQ last fall. Menke says Butterfly IQ's teleguidance feature is a game changer,
where a woman can sit with a clinical officer, this is more of a junior doctor, and he or she can hold the probe, provide the service. Our expert on the other end can draw on the image, can circle things, can say, do you see this?
Menke says the device has allowed frontline staff to do more, but admits there is a learning curve.
You have people who are not trained, to be sonographers, to be radiologists. So we made a huge upfront investment in training. Butterfly is a great online library that helped with that.
The need is urgent in Kenya, where high maternal mortality rates still plague mothers-to-be.
But at the same time, about 90% of the complications can be detected through good lab work and good ultrasound.
For these patients, it's a window into a brighter, healthier future. Tina Trin, VOA News.
In our entertainment segment, this weekend, countless millions of people will be setting time aside to honor the mother of the family, motherhood, maternal bonds, and the influence of mothers in society. Mother's Day, a holiday that officially began in the United States in 1914 by Anna Jarvis, is celebrated around the world today. Heather Maxwell gives us a taste of what mothers in Africa can look forward to.
I've been busy this week recruiting everyone who follows Music Time in Africa to participate in a special tribute to mothers for Mother's Day. Well, everyone has really come through. They've sent in selfie videos dedicating their love to their mom or their favorite mother with a song. Let's watch.
This is Nimatu Asilia, a nurse by profession. I'm from the Upper East region. The name of my mom is Hawa Adamu. Mom, I love you. Your calm nature keeps amusing me and it keeps me going. Your advice, your prayers, your smile, I will never forget. I love you. A special song to you, I Do Love You, by Akwabo. I want to be with you forever.
Hello, my name is Adrates Bangura and I am studying mass communication here at FBC in Freetown, Sierra Leone, and I just want to wish all the mothers around the world a happy Mother's Day, a very, very happy Mother's Day, especially to my mother, Meyi Boema. I love you so, so much. Thank you for taking very good care of me. You carried me in your belly for 9 months. Even before I was even born, you were taking care of me in that belly, feeding me. You didn't get rid of me. I'm so, so grateful. It's because of you that I'm here right now, and I'm so very thankful. And so I would like to request a song for my mom. It's a Sierra Leonean song, and it's a song that Lady Felicia actually did, and it's called Song for Mama. Again, happy Mother's Day. I love you, Mom.
Rebecca Chrotich from Nairobi, Kenya, and today I want to speak to my mom, Mrs. Priscilla Busine, who's about 316 kilometers away from where I am. So, Mom, happy Mother's Day. Today I choose to celebrate you. You have taught me so much. I've learned a lot from you. The words of encouragement, the lessons, the hugs, the beatings, you really beat us up. But I see the benefits of all that now. So today I choose to celebrate your resilience, your love for us, the sacrifices you've made. I am because you are. And today, I know there are many times I wronged you. Here's Brenda Foss's Mama, I'm sorry. Happy Mother's Day, Mommy. I love you. I'm sorry.
Hello, my name is Pastor Salim Israel from Ghana. I am here to wish my mother, actually I have a mother who took care of me. She's called Teni Sebiam. I want to wish her a happy Mother's Day. And I just want to thank her for all that she has done for me. She has really taken good care of me. She has made me the man that I am right now. So therefore, I just want to thank God for her life. And I want to wish her the best. And I want to pray that God keeps her more and alive to reap what she has sowed in me. And also, I want to dedicate a song by Celine Dion, which says, Mama, you gave birth to me. That song. So thank you so much and happy Mother's Day to you, Mama Teni. God bless.
Hi guys, my name is Flora Azubayam and I reside in Tamale, Ghana. I want to use this opportunity to wish my mom, Madam Grace Adega, a happy Mother's Day. Mommy, we love you so much. We will continue to make you proud. Continue to be strong for us. Mommy, you are the best mom in the world. Happy Mother's Day. I dedicate this song, Running by Simi, to you. Enjoy your day. I love you so much. Happy Mother's Day, Mom.
Running to you. I've been running to you. Running to you. Anywhere that you go to.
Happy Mother's Day, Mom. Thank you so much for being my best friend, for being my rock, for believing in my dreams, for believing in my goals, as much as sometimes they don't make any sense, but you are the only person in the whole wide world that believes in me. I would love to dedicate this song to you by Boyz II Men called A Song for Mama. I love you so much. May God give you long life and God bless you.
And that's our show for today. Be sure to watch Africa 54 on our website at voaafrica.com. From all of us in Washington, have a great weekend.